Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone. I hope that you are excited as I am excited and as excited as this little man to learn a little bit more about HBCUs, specifically about Morgan State University. All right, I am Tavon McLaughlin-Steele, and I am an admission and recruiting officer for the illustrious Morgan State University. So let's go ahead and start this tour. Here you'll see a cameo shot of our welcome bridge where you could be the next prospective bear to cross that bridge and help us fulfill our motto of growing the future, leading the world, as you see here across the pans of this image. Now, for over 154 years, Morgan State University has been a resource for so many people all around the world to pursue higher education. And you could be that next person to help us fulfill that mission. But before we understand a little bit more and cross that bridge, we got to go back into time and understand where Morgan has come from to actually get to this point. So Morgan State University, if you have not noticed, is an HBCU. We were founded in 1867 as the Centenary Biblical Institute originally, and our first motto was actually to train young men into becoming ministers. We later broadened that mission into educating both men and women to become teachers. Now, we were renamed Morgan College in 1890 in honor of our long-lasting Board of Trustees member, Reverend Littleton F. Morgan. Now, with all of his works and especially a large endowment from him, we were able to fulfill the foundations of the college, and we were also authorized to grant college degrees. Now, with that effort, the state of Maryland purchased Morgan College in 1939, thus making us a state institution to where we went from Morgan College to Morgan State College. All right. And following the demand for African-American citizens wanting to pursue higher education, we were established as a university in 1975 and granted our own governing board, which is still in place today. And that type of atmosphere, that type of joy, that type of energy is still felt on our campus today. You can see here in this shot that our atmosphere is described as excellence-driven, familial, exciting. In addition to those three adjectives, I want to also add communal or nurturing, because we being a predominantly Black institution, we understand that people of color come from communities traditionally that are communal. Additionally, they're also nurturing. And so that factor is very important when it comes to them coming to a different place. And a university can be a culture shock for many. And so for that type of atmosphere to be felt steadily through our pores and on our campus grounds is absolutely phenomenal. And another thing that I actually want to point out about our atmosphere is that it's very inclusive, which points me to one of our core values at Morgan State University, which is diversity. All right, so we are ranked top 25 schools for women and Hispanics in professional degree settings. And out of our statistics, about our student body is about 52% women and 48% men. So ladies, you're out here killing the game, you're out here getting degrees, and you're making a name for yourself on our campus, as well as in our city and in our state. And so you guys are doing a great, great, great job. Another part of that statistic with diversity is the fact that our school used to be just be a premier school here in the city of Baltimore in Maryland for students here in Baltimore or in Maryland. However, now about 35% of our student body makeup are students who reside outside of the United States and outside of the state of Maryland. All right, now that's in addition to the many international students coming from 75 and counting different countries from all around the world. So far we have about 900 and counting international students from all over the world here at Morgan State University. So whereas we originally were just meeting the local need, we're now meeting the global and international need all around the world. All right, now speaking about our location, we're located here in the major metropolitan state of Maryland in the charming city of Northeast Baltimore. And so Baltimore has so much to offer here. Here in our city, we have a beautiful waterfront. A lot of tourists come to our city for our National Harbor, in addition to our food delicacies. We have so many different food delicacies. We're a big foodie city. So I hope y'all love to eat when you come to Baltimore. We're known specifically for seafood. And if you haven't already noticed, we're also known for the chicken box. Okay, so when you come to Baltimore, make sure that you get yourself a chicken box and a half and half. Lemonade, iced tea. I'm telling you, it's definitely worth it. But in addition to that, Baltimore has been such a thriving city, and it's still growing today, especially in the arts and the fashion industry. Now, with our city being such a large city, Morgan does not fall within the cusp or between the cracks of Baltimore. We like to consider ourselves a medium-sized institution hosting about 8,000 students. So should any of you be interested about venturing out in the city, we have so much that you could actually take a part in. Now, should you be someone who does not like to get involved with the hustle and bustle of a big city, don't worry about it, because there's so much that you can actually have to take advantage of on campus. There's so many opportunities, so many lessons, so many experiences that you can make on campus where you don't actually have to fall in between the parameters of the city. All right. And even still, with us being a medium-sized institution, we only have about 18 students to one professor in our classroom. And so I like to say that Morgan has that cheers effect where everybody will know your name. Okay. So additionally, you'll have that time to engage with your peers, as well as that time to interact with your facilitator and make sure that you have all of the proper accommodations in place for your student academic success. Now, speaking about our actual leadership, about 86% of our professors have terminal degrees or doctoral degrees, the highest form of degree that you can earn in education. Additionally, about 30% of our professors are Morgan graduates or alumnus. Okay, so that passion, that atmosphere of giving back as well, that nature of giving back is still felt on our campus, and it's still pouring into each and every student each and every year. Myself included, I actually am a grad of Morgan State University. I graduated class of 2015, theater arts and communications degree. So I still, for me to be back and understanding what that is to students, I get to actually see the other side now. And so I was one of the students on the other side before. And what was special or unique about my situation is that I'm a first generation college student. No one in my family has ventured off to higher education before me. And for me to actually successfully complete higher education and now be in a place to open a door and be a resource for those who may have been in my shoes. All right. And so additionally, for me being a first time generation, I'm also a transfer student, because I understood that I may have been ready academically, but I was not ready to be in a university mentally. Okay, I still had a young, immature high school boy mentality, and I was not thinking like a graduated, educated man. And so I'm glad that I went to a community college for a year first and transferred over to Morgan, because it gave me some time, it gave me some grace to discipline myself, to learn about time management, to work on my strengths, and also emphasize my weaknesses so I can make them strengths at the end of the day. All right, so there's so many opportunities for all types of students coming to Morgan, and we can be your one-stop shop for all of your academic goals and personal goals. Now, personally, you may be on campus or in an African diaspora class with someone who does hair. They may be a barber, a student activist, a dietitian, an organizer. You never know. But the thing is, the possibility is that you could actually be enrolling in our school or venturing and fulfilling your tenure at our university for a passion or a degree in your interest, while also along the way meeting along with other peers and other colleagues to create different ventures and opportunities for yourselves. And that's another core value of Morgan, being innovative. You're going to be surrounded around so many different students, around so many different opportunities from all around the world, that you're going to probably venture off into some of your other hidden passions that you may not have known about, or that you may not be acting on in full capacity. But it's going to really motivate you and inspire you to actually want to fulfill all of your desires. So while you're in school getting your degree, you could be in school creating your business. You could also be in school promoting someone else's business or learning about some other skills that you have. Now, that could be how we can meet your goal personally. Now, academically, you'll see here that Morgan has a philosophy of being number one. Now, you'll see that on the national and the state rankings, we are fulfilling that mission so steadily so. So on the national side, you'll see that from our bachelor's and master's and doctoral degrees, we have number one leading degrees in such things such as construction management or engineering, music, community college leadership. And on the state side, for the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees, you'll see that we're number one across the state in actuarial science, applied liberal arts, African-American studies, architecture, engineering still for the doctoral degree, and higher education administration. One thing that I want to specifically point out to everyone that not a lot of people know about is the scholarship opportunity. We have a Fulbright scholarship, or we are affiliated with the Fulbright Scholarship Program, which is the largest U.S. exchange program in the world. And it allows American students the opportunity to come to our campus and pursue a degree in a field of your choice, while at the same time being able to be afforded the opportunity to travel outside of the U.S. and learn about that same interest in another country. And so you're getting an international education for free on the dime of the scholarship program. It is a fully paid scholarship program. All right. And as of recent research, Morgan State University has over 140 Fulbright or Fulbright related grants in over 44 different countries, leading the charge in front of all HBCUs. So if you're trying to get to where the money resides, I guarantee you Morgan State is definitely on your side. Now, we have 10 different schools and colleges here on our university that your respective major and curriculum will be housed out of. Once you become a Morgan State University student, you will be placed into one of these colleges. So for instance, if you are a business administration major, you will be a Morgan State University student studying in the Earl G. Graves School of Business and Management. Or should you become in the School for Journalism, you will be a Morgan State student studying out of the Global Journalism and Communication School. All right. Now, so the significance about these schools, especially on the HBCU campus, is that these buildings are named after prolific people, most likely the person who actually donated that building or actually founded that curriculum in which your program stems from. All right. So there's such a network, there's such a profound platform that you're already going to be surrounded around. And even once you become a part of that school, you're going to be connected to a network, a database of students who have graduated already, students who have become someone else and can probably pour in some insight or give you some advice about the industry that you're looking to join. For instance, part of our School of Global Journalism Communications, one of our most famed journalists is April Ryan. If you're not familiar with her name, she is a famous CNN correspondent, as well as a editor-in-chief of the Griot article and newspaper, whether the electronic and physical copy. And she graduated from Morgan State University through the School of Global Journalism and Communications. And so there's so many opportunities for that. Should you be interested in theater? That was one of my majors. I was able to connect with the cast from A Different World and the cast from Sister Sister solely because one of my professors was the director and producer of that show. So you're going to be affiliated and put in places where you can really thrive and where you can work, and you'll get that comfort level and you'll be able to access people who are working in that industry so you can get hands-on experience. It's such an amazing opportunity to be on an HBCU campus, especially an HBCU like Morgan State University. We're steadily thriving to become a Research One university. As you can see here from one of our tidbits, our bear notes or bear facts as we call them, we are a Research Two university. And that just means that there is a high level of research activity happening on our campus. We are serving as the preeminent public urban research university in the state of Maryland, also the largest HBCU here in the DMV area, offering doctoral degrees to African-American students in our area. And so there's a big prestige about our university that you could also be a part of. And we have 126 programs and counting that you could either major, minor, or even join a pre-professional track program and actually study or get ready to prepare for secondary school, such as medical school, law school, etc. Now, a lot about our programs is that, like I said, our mission is steadily growing the future, leading the world. And so we're steadily always watching and listening to trends and listening to our students about where the world is going and what's changing and what's evolving, because we have to make sure that we incorporate curriculum so that you can fulfill that motto. We never want to be one of those schools that are closed off or boxed in where you have to fit our mold. You can consider Morgan like an enigma because we're always molding and always moving to make sure that we fit your needs accordingly, because the world is changing. So there's no way that we can just be one step structure. We have to make sure that we're always changing. And so with that being said, we're producing new and exclusive programs each and every year. One of our newest programs that is leading the charge is Actuarial Science. Another program that is just introduced this fall in our engineering program would be Mechatronics. Again, we have the #1 engineering program here in the state, as well as one of the #1 programs in the nation. So to be a part of that engineering program and still be introducing new programs, that would be a huge deal for you to be a part of that, especially the new programs. Because with us being the preeminent research university, we are looked at first for research opportunities, which could afford you and the university with money, grants, or even the actual space for you to start your own type of research project that will be funded by either the state or the nation or either other entities. And so that's a pretty huge deal for you all. Now, additionally, Morgan State University, to apply for our school, it's fairly simple. You will visit our online website here, and that's morgan.edu/apply now. and you would fill out our institutional application and submit your $35 application fee, as well as a official transcript. So whether you're a first-time freshman, transfer student, or international student, we have a completely holistic review approach of all of your application processes. All right, and they're fairly similar. Additionally, we are optional for testing, essays, and letter of recommendation, but I can only highly encourage that you fill those things out and submit them. The same way that I tell students that if you're applying to a job and they say your resume and cover letter are optional, you just need to apply, you're going to still complete that resume and cover letter because you want to make yourself to be out the best candidate for that job. And so why wouldn't you want to make yourself the best possible candidate for this investment in your future, which is college? Okay, so this isn't just something like, hey, I'm just going to do this to pass by. This is a serious life investment. It's going to alter so many things in your life, your thought process, your finances, the way that you actually approach different life lessons. And so there's so much that goes into that. And so it's only encouraged for you to fill out those and submit those forms. Okay. Now, with that, international students, additionally, we will ask probably for you to submit English language proficiencies. Now, this is only if you did not attend an American or English speaking school. All right, so if your school was not an English, the primary language was not English, you will most likely have to submit an English language proficiency, as well as your evaluated academic transcript. Grading metrics are different all around the world, so we want to make sure that we accommodate you properly once you are admitted to the university. Okay, and all of these requirements, they can be found on our website. And should you need additional assistance with finding those or locating those, please feel free to reach out to me. Now, formally, I just spoke about those three optional things being the test score, being your essay, and being your letter of recommendation. Now, those three things, should you submit them, you could be additionally considered for our honors college. Now, honors students who are admitted into our Dr. Clara I. Adams Honors College are actually also considered for opportunities such as scholarships, internships, fellowships, research opportunities. So there could be so many things that you could be a part of, especially national honor societies, which are internationally linked all around the world, and is a grounds for you to have first-time career placement or advising, be able to be an apprentice to someone, or actually be able to shadow in a different business, things of that nature. And so these scholarships and these opportunities could vary from a few $100s to a few $1,000s to even a full paid scholarship. All right, now these are for specifically for honors college admitted students. Now, these are the requirements for students to be admitted into honors college. Our minimum GPA is a 2.5. And so you see here that for residents, we're looking for you to be starting at a 3.3, non-residents a 3.4, and community college transfers a 3.0 in order for you to be considered for honors college upon applying to Morgan State University. Now, transfer students, these are your application requirements. This lets you know about how to submit the application, the required documents. If you have over 24 credits, you will not need to submit a high school official transcript. If you have less than 24 credits, you will also need to submit your official high school transcript in order to be considered for admissions. We also have a transfer incentive program. Now, we do have fully paid scholarships for our first-time freshmen coming in, possibly, as well as honors students. But transfer students, we don't have full paid scholarships, but we're not going to leave you out there in the dust. We're going to give you a tip. Okay, so should you be attending a community college or should you want to join our tip program, you would let our admissions staff know so that we can document you and help you create a plan for attending a community college while actually studying in one of our 30 eligible transfer majors. And then you will make sure that you would stay above a 2.0 GPA and that you would complete and retain your associate's degree within 2 years. All right, so those are the parameters. You would contact us first, apply through one of these 30 programs. Then you would make sure that you have a 2.5 GPA throughout your entire tenure and earn your associate's degree within 2 years. And then we would help you out by granting you with $10,000 to go towards your tuition and fees, room and board, or other academic programs that you may need funding for. All right, and so this $10,000 is split up into 5 semesters. As you can see here, $2,000 per semester for up to 5 semesters. To actually look at our rates, we always are upfront with our rates. There's no hidden fees, nothing like that. And so you'll see here that for residents, you're looking at about $9,800 per semester, and non-residents, about $15,000 per semester. So $30,000 to $31,000 per academic school year for non-residents, and about $20,000 for residents. And this is all a combination of tuition and fees, on-campus housing, as well as a recommended meal plan that could be adjusted, of course, to your preference, and a first day complete books. Now, this first day complete books is Morgan State's way of creating a materials for the semester. All right, so we have a $312 fee, and should you need books, your books would actually be sent to you. Now, should your books go above the price of $300, of course, you would have to pay for that price. However, many of the books in this first day complete books package are actually, the price is actually adjusted so that all of your materials can kind of fall underneath that net. And not many colleges have done that or even looked into looking at the cost-effective analysis for students when it comes to buying their books and materials, which is a big part for many students, or a big struggle for many students. I know that for me, when I went to college, I would just take pictures and screenshots of people's books, print out the pages, and make my own books. So I'm putting y'all onto some game as future college students. You know, that could be one route that you can go. Or should you have more books and materials that you require, this first day complete books would be ideal for you. Now, your first line of defense to helping you combat and pay for those fees will be filling out a free application for federal student aid, or as we all affectionately know it, a FAFSA form. All right. Now, when you're applying or needing or looking for your FAFSA to be considered for Morgan, you want to make sure that you put our school code here. Now, don't worry, we're not going to hide this. We'll give you that school code. You can reach out to our financial aid staff. You can reach out to me. We're always going to have this code ready for you. Okay. You don't have to do anything crazy to get this code. Now, I'm not a financial aid rep, but so many students have questions about what type of financial aid Morgan has. I can give you the equation, one, for how financial aid is calculated for any institution that you travel. So you're going to, one, take your gross family contribution or the income. So should you be a dependent, whoever you're dependent of, you'll take their gross annual income that they just filed on their taxes, as well as the cost of attendance for the university or the institution that you're traveling to. Now, the cost of attendance minus the income would be considered your financial need. Your financial need is what financial aid, or FAFSA, would look for: scholarships, grants, organizations, and loans to help send to the university to help you out with paying for your cost of attendance. Now, Morgan State University, we do offer institutional aid, which is just aid that comes from us, that comes from our institution, our different foundations, our donors and sponsors. And institutional aid could actually range between $250 to $5,000, depending on need, the time that you apply, as well as the criteria that you apply with. Now, mostly just about each and every student will receive institutional aid once you're accepted into Morgan of some form. Again, it could range from $250 to $5,000. But additionally, we also have in-house scholarships that first-time freshmen applying in the fall can receive. So we have two scholarships, the J.C. Bozeman as well as the Troy A. Quinn scholarship. And those scholarships range from $2,000 to $5,000. And those can be granted to students based off of merit and based off of the time that you apply, because we do have priority deadlines. As well as we also offer institutional grants and institutional aid that you can apply to. All right. We, in addition to all of the aid that we offer and aid that you can apply to, we also have a scholarship page that students could actually apply to external scholarships. So before you were attending Morgan or applying to Morgan, you were already on websites like College Board or FastApp or fastweb.com filling out scholarship requests and grant requests. Now, Morgan has a website dedicated with a full list of different organizations that have scholarships that you could apply for to come to Morgan. And another little tip, I'm putting you on game again. Mostly every college institution on their financial aid page will have a scholarship page dedicated to external scholarships that students could apply to go to other schools. So should you be looking for financial opportunities, that could be one. That was something that I did, as well as just contacting the financial aid office in the winter and in the summer to see if any students were unenrolling or were withdrawing or dropping out, to see if there were a surplus of funds that I could receive to go towards my account. Now, that could be another route that you could go. And I'm not sure how well it will work, but during my tenure, I racked up $7,000 and just by calling financial aid outside of applying for anything. And so it's definitely beneficial. But should you need assistance or different information about our financial aid page or assistance with filling out the FAFSA form, please make sure that you visit our link right here. This goes directly to our financial aid officers, or you can open up your phone and take a little screenshot of our QR code that will direct you to the website as well. Now, about Morgan, one thing about Morgan specifically, we are really strict on making sure that students understand we do not have dormitories, but instead we have residence halls. Now, I'll explain the difference. A dormitory is somewhere where you go in between your classes or at the end of your day to lay your head down, all right? We don't have that because we offer you more than just somewhere for you to lay your head down. We offer you academic enriching programs. We have different dining facilities. We also have different store options, such as convenience stores, food stores, beauty supply stores, as well as supply stores just for like materials and things of that nature. You may be in your room and like, hey, I have a project due. I need to go get some extra materials. The school store may be closed, but the convenience store and the material store in your residence hall may be open. So that would be an opportunity for you to succeed academically. As well as having those organizations, we also have some other luxury amenities such as cable TV, internet access, computer labs, washers and dryers. We have AC and heating units in each and every room so that you can control it yourself. It's nothing, centralized that's owned by like a plant at the other end of the campus. You all control what type of temperatures happen in your space. We have depleted community bathrooms. And so you'll only have up to a maximum of 4 people sharing a bathroom at a time, meaning that you all will have to work together collaboratively and make sure that you come up with a cleaning schedule because nobody wants to live in a dirty bathroom. Additionally, we also offer 2 traditional high rises. We have traditional residence halls, single and double occupancy rooms. We have suites as well as off-campus apartments and suites in addition. Now, some of the social aspects that happen in these residence halls, I know that when I was a student, one of the biggest things was watch parties. And at the time, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Empire, Power. These were all things that were really big when I was in school. So we would have watch parties where most of the people that lived in a residence hall would just come and hang out and we would all just kick it. Some people would bring snacks. And then afterwards, some people would hang around, we would discuss it and figure out how it parallels with real society or what was realistic or what seems fictional. Just having open discussions and seeing and hearing different people's points of views. That could really open up your mind and that could be integral to your individual success as a student or as an individual just trying to find their way in this thing called life. We also offer different forms, so men and women forms. We also have enriching academic forms, as well as we have social aspects that happen outside, such as spirit weeks and different competitions where you could actually compete with other residence halls for bragging rights, gift cards, or other gifts that actually have forms of monetary value. And so just think about it. All of these things happen in just the residence halls. This is even a classroom. This is even joining an organization. This is you just being a student living on our campus. You're already subjected to so many beautiful things and so many great opportunities that you can take advantage of. All right. And so one thing that I definitely want to point out is that one of our residence halls has our main dining facility. Another residence hall has the main school store. Another residence hall has a corner store called the Bear's Den. We also have 3 new residence halls, and you can kind of see some of that development right down here at the bottom of the screen for students to accommodate all the many, many requests that we have for students that want to live on campus. And one of the residence halls will have a bowling alley, and one of the other residence halls will have a movie theater. I'm not sure what the third one will have, but this is just an option. All right. So should students coming to our city not feel comfortable just going out and venturing to the city to do such social things, such as bowling or going to the movies or just hanging out and eating with friends, we want to make sure that you're faced with the option to choose. All right. So we don't want you to say, hey, I have to leave the campus to do this. If you feel comfortable being on campus, we want to try to provide as much opportunity on our campus as possible for you to actually enjoy and feel safe until you do feel more comfortable venturing out into the bigger world. Now, we also have resources for students. I always like to mention that students are required to have health insurance, but if you do not have health insurance, Morgan does have a health insurance plan for you. We also have a counseling center. Fun fact, when I was a student at Morgan, my senior year, my last semester, I probably had about 2 months left, I had a full mental breakdown, and it was absolutely riveting. It was amazing. Best time of my life. The computers were broken and rooms were destroyed. It was just great. And so once I wandered off into the counseling center, the receptionist asked me, "Hey, do you need assistance?" And I said, "I think I need help. I'm not sure, but I'm sure that I need help." And they were able to work out with me a plan, and provide with me resources, tools, and different programs and methods that I could use to help me de-escalate stress, to help me time manage and balance my schedule, and to help me prioritize what was precedence in my life and what was precedence for me to actually get out of school. All right, so we also offer a university memorial chapel that is interdenominational. We have a crisis hotline because we understand that so many people have different anxieties and different ailments. And so we want to make sure that you're aware of the different services for you. We have support services for students with disabilities. We also have many different tutoring services and academic web learning services, a university writing center, as well as a food resource center. So should you have a dietary need, or should you be one of the tarians, as I call them, vegetarian, pescatarian, or a vegan, we want to make sure that those parameters are set out for you and that you are eating the foods that are safe for you, that are healthy for you, as well as students with food allergies. All right, so that all of these things are beneficial to your overall health and wellness. Now, we do offer Division I sports for men and women. As you can see, we have more Division I sports for women. Like I said, ladies, y'all killing it. Y'all already taking over the campus and taking over our academic degrees. And so why not take over the athletic department as well? But most importantly as well, we also have very popular organizations such as our Student Government Association, our world-renowned choir, our magnificent marching machine, who has been featured in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, ROTC, our cheerleaders, which are affiliates of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, or the MEAC, as many of you are familiar with. We also have, if you are familiar with majorettes on our campus, we have Morganettes and modeling organizations that are affiliated with different agencies all around the nation. We also have 8 out of the 9 Greek-lettered organizations on our campus. So shout out to those brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and the lovely ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and anyone else who is a part of the Divine Nine. We all love you. It's all love here. Additionally, these are just a handful, not even a third of the organizations that we offer on our campus. We have so many different organizations that you could choose from. And should you not see an organization that you would want on the campus, you have the opportunity to actually start or introduce that organization. And Morgan State will help you create a constitution, help you build your general body and your elective board members, as well as making sure that that organization thrives once you actually leave the university, so that we understand the importance of making sure things grow and making sure things flourish. And you understand the importance of what it means to give back and come back. Because that's a big part of HBCU, is giving back and coming back, because we are the only ones that build our community, and we're the only ones that are going to be more interested in making sure that our community thrives even once we're leaving it. We also offer virtual tours. We have our link right here where you can actually visit our website and you can see all of our buildings, learn a little bit about the historical significance of all of our buildings, as well as the different services that are housed or facilitated throughout those buildings. Should you be in the area in Maryland or in Baltimore and you're looking to actually have an in-person tour, we are conducting and accommodating guests for in-person tours according to safety measures as well. So when you're on campus, make sure you have a mask on, because all of our students, faculty, and staff are vaccinated, and we want to make sure that we protect everyone while they're on our campus, okay, at all times. But should you be interested in an in-person tour, please reach out to us in advance so that we can coordinate and accommodate you once you do arrive on the campus. And this could be your potential future, okay? You could be a young woman or a young man joining either Future, Smooth, or one of the other male or women organizations that are dedicated to brotherhood, sisterhood, community and public service, and the upliftment of each other, and also bridging the gap between men and women. You could also join our student ambassadors and become a Morgan leader. You could start giving tours or just making sure that people understand the importance of our HBCU, or why HBCUs in total are important. You could join one of our organizations and participate in our student campus life, or you can enjoy a festival, or you could just try to get back to your holistic wealth and chill out on the grass in between class, but make sure that you're looking good while you're doing your Morgan gear. All right, now that was it for me as far as the presentation. Now, I do Always, always, always answer emails for students and anybody who has questions about admissions into Morgan State University. So should you have any questions about Morgan, please feel free to email me. Please feel free to email our general admissions box, and I will definitely get back to you. I will definitely make sure that I'm able to answer all of your questions. I'm always answering questions. I'm always working throughout the day, throughout the night. So please feel free to reach out to me. I definitely want to help all students get into college. I want to be your resource to getting into Morgan. All right. Now I can actually kind of navigate you a little bit to our website because we actually have a very user-friendly website. But more importantly, before I do that, let me actually show you our homecoming day, because we like to consider ourselves the homecoming out of all HBCUs. We like to say the Morgan has the best homecoming. And so this video was actually created by one of our former students, now
David
admissions
Wilson,
officer.
President of Morgan State University, and you are watching Bear TV. The Morgan State homecoming is the best of all homecomings in America, period. To see our Morgan Bears take the field and really represent the university with pride, and everybody is rooting for the right outcome, and 9 times out of 10 we have the right outcome. And then to see the alums and our students so excited to see the band performing and our students into the school spirit, that is nothing like Morgan State University homecoming week. I really am just energized when I think of homecoming week, because I know that there's so much energy on the campus, and I'd like to walk the campus, feel the energy. The alums start to make their way back to the campus on Sunday before the Saturday game. And so I prepare by basically being next to students and around students and in conversation with students, and being around alums and having conversations with them, and their energy gives me just so much more energy. And that is really just something that I could never, ever imagine having experienced anywhere else but Morgan State University. Man, I got it when I hear this song, you got to get off. You got to get up. You got to get up. You got to get up. Stand up, and you got to move, and you got to move with the energy, because the football stadium is rocking, the students are rocking, the band is playing. And I tell you, when I hear that, there's no way I can sit down anywhere. I have to get up and move with the energy in the stadium, and move with the students, and move with the crowd, and really get into the incredible spirit of homecoming.
All right, so just a little quick landscaping, just getting here. So this is our main website, and I just want to show you how to access it and just some places where to go should you be interested in garnering more information about Morgan. So you see here, we just got a new iOS update here. I like to say that because it's nice and clean. It's a lot more better looking than it was a few weeks ago. So from here, you can go to our regular menu. Our apply button is right at the top, and this will take you to a step-by-step hands tool of how to fill out the application based off of who or how you are applying as a student, okay? And so first-time freshmen, transfer students, non-degree visiting students, as well as graduate and readmission applicants, all right? And so we have that. We want to make sure that that's present, and that's aware. You're all aware of that. And we have we also have instructions on how to actually fill out all of these things. based on your application status. Now, should you just be wanting to learn a little bit more about the admissions process, you can come to our undergraduate admissions tool and you'll see all of the deadlines and things here. And so the main thing that you really want to pay attention to is deadlines. Our next deadline coming up is December 31st, and that's priority deadline. So remember in the presentation, I actually spoke about making sure that you are considered for honors college as well as considered for extra scholarships. You want to have applied by this deadline, should you be a regular US citizen or transfer student, all right? Now, international students, you want to apply by December 1st. Okay, so you want to apply by December 1st. Should you be looking for spring, you would have wanted to apply by August 1st. All right. Now, for freshmen and transfer students applying for the spring. Now, these dates are for fall. These dates are all for fall. These are our spring dates down here. So first time for freshmen and transfer students, international students looking to apply and be accepted for spring 22. You want to make sure that your application consists of the application and the high school transcript, as well as should you decide to submit those other optional pieces. You want to make sure that is considered a complete application. All right. Anything that does not have all of those components would be considered incomplete, and that could delay your response or your decision. All right. And so the next thing that I actually want to point out to you is coming here to the undergraduate's actual page. And that might take some time. So while that's coming up, we're going to go ahead and pull this up as well. I want to take y'all to the academics tab. The academics tab will show you how to find all of the different undergraduate programs, graduate programs, our different schools, as well as the different academic programs. So should you have questions about different academic programs, you could come here. So like, for example, if you want to know the classes that you have to take and you are coming in as a business administration major, you can click here and you can learn more about it. And you can even go to the actual website and make contact with the faculty, the students, or the staff members of that department. So you can say, hey, what should I expect as a prospective student coming in? What's the day-to-day like for this type of student? And we will be having Morgan Mondays coming back up where students can actually sit down and interview with staff members and students in these programs, so you can have more of a transparent look or outtake on what to expect when coming to Morgan as one of these students. All right. Now I'm going to come back to the undergraduate admissions page because here you'll see so many different things of how to apply. Campus visits, one of the things that we're doing now, as well as how to submit your AP, IB, and CLEP test scores. We have a lot of questions from first-time freshmen about, do we accept dual enrollment credits and any one of these various scores? We do. We do. So you want to make sure that you visit our undergraduate admissions page to figure out how to formally and properly submit these documents. And one thing that I always tell students is that our website basically has the answer to any question that you may have. All you have to do sometimes is literally go to our website and click inside the search bar, because it will take you there and it will show you everything that you need to know. All right. Another thing that you want to know about our website is the student life page. Now, the student life page, it will take you to the Division of Student Affairs. And I want to just keenly show you this, because this is everything that you need to know about being a student at Morgan. All right. And so residence life, living on campus, how to be a part of the resident staff, as well as joining student life and development. So this is the student organizations, Greek life. If you want to be a part of Student Government Association or Mr. and Miss Morgan, you would come here to the Student Life and Developments page. Rights and responsibilities. Just like we tell everyone, you should know what to do when a cop pulls you over. You should know how to handle yourself when you're in a university, because there are different things that could cause for judicial affairs or different things that could cause for you to actually be pulled in by our student rights court. All right. So you want to know all of your rights. You want to know, make sure that there's no different faculty member, professor, entity, department impeding on your rights as a student. We also have a Center for Career Development. We are a college and a university. So we want to make sure that once you leave here, you have some sort of plan. And so that you've been making strides in order to do that. So we have representatives here that will work with you from your first day all the way up until you graduate, with making sure that you're steadily on your plan to go into the career of your choice. We have a counseling center, and I already told you about them. They're renowned. They got me to this point here today. Our University Health Center and Infirmary. So should you be having any ailments on campus, you will visit our infirmary. We also have the Food Resource Center that can help you out with all your dietary needs, as well as our University Memorial Chapel. All right. Now, additionally to student life, we already saw all of these things. We have different arts and cultures aspects as well. So we have a WEAA radio, which is our NPR affiliated public radio station that gives students in the School of Global Journalism the hands-on experience of dealing with all different types of media. So multimedia facets and multimedia practitioners. And it's going to teach you how to actually get more comfortable, how to build an audience, how to work with different equipment, and how to actually go ahead and create a set curated around different media. We have our world-renowned choir, so you can see here how to be a part of that or how to just keep up with them. Because like I said, they are world-renowned, so people will actually venture to the campus or venture to wherever they are performing to see them. Our world-renowned magnificent marching machine. You can see where they're going to be. You can see them here. And I know Battle of the Bands is coming up and they will be participating. So it's definitely going to be an opportunity for you, as well as our University Student Center, where a lot of our students actually find just refuge and just hanging out. We have our canteen, which is more of a pick up and go, like food court, deli style type of area. We also have a game room with a arcade and pool hall and different card games and board games, as well as just an area for you to just kind of sit and hang out, watch TV, play actual video games there. As well as the Student Center is home to our different ballrooms and meeting rooms. So a lot of our student organizations have their weekly or monthly general meetings there. Just talking about their itinerary and their goals, as well as sometimes we have meetings that are happening on the campus that have nothing to do with Morgan, but we have facilities where we rent out that space. So a lot of big conventions happen here on our campus as well. The Carl J. Murphy Fine Arts Center is where most of our performances happen here on campus, as well as here in the city of Baltimore. For instance, Tyler Perry, he comes here often and he will visit here in our Carl J. Murphy Fine Arts Center, and he will put on his productions here. This is where a lot of the productions that you see, if they're touring, there's a big national production going around, like when Set It Off, the Broadway production or the stage play was going on. We had it at the Carl J. Murphy Fine Arts Center when it was here in Baltimore. And lastly, also the James E. Lewis Museum of Art, which is our home. We also call it JELMA. This is our home for all of our artists, and it's actually a curated museum where we have local, national art that is displayed here each month. And when we often have student art fairs that are held here. And so it's really pivotal for students, especially artists, to have their work seen, not just by their campus and their peers, but by the city, by the state, and by any passersby that are visiting the campus looking to actually just visit our museum. And so there's so much that Morgan has to offer. And I hope that I was able to just give you a little glimpse, but I was hoping that I was able to reel you in. And so please feel free to reach out to me. Should you have any questions about Morgan State University or just visiting Morgan, again, here is my email and my contact information. So you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that. You can go ahead and type it down. You can send me an email now, but I am definitely open to answering any questions that you have about admissions, as well as you can visit our general admissions email box where all of our admissions staff will actually jump in, and whoever sees it first will go ahead and get you, and they'll answer any of the questions that you have. That's all that I have for today. So I hope that was helpful for you all. And I hope that you all have a great day. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for having me on HBCU Unite. Morgan State University is so happy to be here, and we're hoping to hear from you all again soon.